What's going on, guys? So in the next few minutes here, I'm going to show you how you can make enough money in the next 30 days to where you can be handing in your 2 weeks resume for your job that most likely you absolutely hate in the next few weeks. So right now, branded dropshipping is arguably easier than it has ever been. I've been able to make consistently around $6,000 to $7,000 a day with a store that I started less than 1 month ago. So, if you work a job and you don't want to work that job anymore and you want to make that money through branded dropshipping, I'm going to show you exactly how you can get on that process and start making money immediately. Or if you just want an extra side income or to make money online in general, this video is for you. So, first things first, obviously, we need to find the magic number, right? What is your make it look all pretty? So, your magic number, everybody's different. Maybe you only need $50,000 a year to quit your job. Maybe you need $1 million a year to quit your job. I'm going to go ahead and do, a clean average. And let's say if you can make $100,000 a year starting, you can inadvertently quit or just make enough money to live if you don't work a job. But this is on average, I think, a healthy number to where if you make $100,000 a year from dropshipping, you don't need to be working a job anymore. $100 or $100,000, or let's just make this math, a lot more simple for us. Let's go to say $120,000 a year because that equals about $10K a month. So now we need to break down what it takes to actually make $10,000 a month dropshipping, right? And honestly, it's a lot easier than you might think. So to get that magic number of $120,000 a year, let's go ahead and break down $10,000 a month and what it actually takes from your end to get there. For a dropshipping product, if you're selling at a normal niche and you're selling at a normal price, we can go ahead and assume your average order value on your product is going to be about $65 for an AOV. That's what average order value stands for, by the way, AOV, in case you don't get lost later. So $65 per product. So now, if we do the math here, do a little divisible, or it's not a division symbol, that is on average five sales a day is going to equal $325 daily. And obviously, if we multiply that by 30, that will equal a little bit over $10,070 a month. And obviously, you multiply that by 12, we get $120K a year. So, literally, all you need to do to make $100,000 a year with dropshipping is convince 5 people per day to purchase your product. Now, obviously, this is gross revenue. We're going to be talking about how to boost that average order value a little bit later. But, on average, you'd want to be selling, 6 to 7 orders per day to get that in profit. But, this is a lot easier than you might think. I'm going to show you exactly, the 5 steps on how to actually get 5 people a day to purchase your product on your dropshipping store. So first step, obviously, we need to find a market or a market value. Okay. Now, to get this market value, I'm going to go ahead and show you how to scour the market. So to find our market value and where we're going to be selling, I am going to be using the software called Mania. Basically, Mania lets me pretty much look at every single ad that's currently running. You can kind of think of it as, the Facebook ad library on steroids. Sorry about that. But what we can do is go ahead and go to ads, which is going to be the first tab here. And we are going to look at the Meta ads library. And we're going to be able to see all of the ads that are currently running on Facebook. And we're going to try to find a problem-solving factor, something that we can, market our own product in. Okay, so basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the Facebook section. Right now, Meta Ads Library is new, so it's only able to show you European ads. So we'll just go to Facebook, which is literally the same thing. And we are going to, sort this, put some filters in here to make sure we're only seeing ads that are currently working. We don't want to see any of this bullshit with 3 likes, 7 likes, 3, we need to see something that's working, right? So we can go ahead and take that off. Let's go ahead and target audiences North America. And we will go to media types and click on videos alone. And let's go ahead and click on likes, and we'll do minimum 1,000. And now we are only seeing ads from the North America video ads that have over 1,000 likes. And we'll go ahead and do creation date, January 1st through June 10th. So now these are only ads from 2025 in the last 6 months and ads that have over 1,000 likes. So now we know every advertisement in here is performing well recently. And what we can do from here is just literally look through a bunch of these ads and try to find a big problem-solving factor, a problem-solving product that is going to be able to, give us a little bit of an entry into a market. So I'm going to go ahead and just look through some of these videos. I don't even know what that is. Try to find something that is promoting a product. I'm going to look through these for a few minutes and then let you guys know so I don't bore you to death over here. All right, guys. So back here, basically, as you can see on my screen, I found this ad by Rise. And basically, it's talking about, gut health and bloating and, extra fat and just constant pain and all that. And this ad has been doing really well. They're actually running about 100 different ads on Facebook right now. This is like an industry leader here. And as we can see, if we go to their destination link for this ad, it's going to take us to Rise's homepage. And basically, they're showing you a supplement here that covers all aspects of health and how to lose bloating and fix that. So this gives us, a market entry. Obviously, we can see they're running 400 ads profitably, which means we now have a market value in here. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is show you guys how we can take advantage of this within our market tab. So what we're going to do is figure out, how can I solve in a new way? So now we have, a market value here. If we want to solve something with something to do with weight loss and bloating and overall health, brain fog, all that kind of stuff. They solve a huge problem. And now we need to figure out, how do I solve this same problem in a new way? Because we don't want to just rip their product. Obviously, we're not going to compete with Rise here on this. But we found a problem that's obviously performing really, really well. This product is selling extremely well on TikTok Shop. And it's clear that this product is selling extremely well on Facebook ads. So we have a product and we have a problem. We need to figure out how to solve and reduce bloating, and fix fat. Big problems that people have and big funnel points that we can go ahead and target within our product. So now we're going to jump on to figuring out how to sell this in a new way and try to find a product that is able to be, similar to this, solving the same problem, but within a different angle. So what I'm going to go ahead and do here is go on to Calidata. Calidata is going to show us a bunch of TikTok Shop products that are currently working. I'm not just going to go straight to, AliExpress here because I don't want to just find random products that haven't performed well or don't have any real reviews or results. So I'm going to go on to TikTok Shop first and find a winning product on here, or at least something that's done well in the past that has solved the same problem. And then we're going to go through AliExpress to try to source our product. So we're putting an extra step in here. First thing I'm going to search up is bloating and try to find products similar to that problem. And let's go ahead and just click on product. We're going to click on this one and just open up a bunch of different products and go ahead and open those up here in just a second. Okay, so now we have 3 products pulled up that solve the same problem. This one's doing, it's a digestive enzyme. It's not really similar. So we're going to go ahead and go to this next one. Cool. So now we have a product here in the last 7 days that did $70,000. and it's a lymphatic draining supplement that reduces bloat, reduces puffiness, detoxifies, and aids in recovery. So this kind of solves all of those different problems, but in a new way. It's a different product because, we can't just source Rise's product, but we can find something that does the same thing for a pretty high price on here. And as we can see in the last 30 days, this product was able to do $181,000 with TikTok Shop. And obviously, we can see this is a validated problem. With our market research, we were able to see, on Mania that solving bloating is something that people have no problem paying for. So if we go down here, we're able to see a bunch of videos here that have made quite a bit of revenue in the last 30 days talking about this product and showing what it does, which is going to be a bunch of free content for us to use. So what we're going to do here is next go to AliExpress, not look at wall scones, but search up bloating once again and try to find, ideally, the same product here. And we have another probiotic product that's doing really well, but this one's generic, which is what we can do. Digestive Enzymes Plus. Try to find, the most similar product to ours. There'll be quite a few of them in here that all promote the same stuff. But as you can see, we have one product here. If you guys have been on TikTok Shop, you've seen this before. This does well for $7. And this one here is $9.38. Obviously we can get labels customized and all of that. And it's perfect. But what we can go ahead and do here is see that we have a product that does all the same things: digestive support, anti-bloating, vegan, all of that good stuff. And we're able to upcharge this to $33, which is going to give us about a $20 profit margin. But we don't stop there. We need to brand this product, okay? So that's when we come into, step 3 after product is going to be our messaging / our offer. So what can we give with this product to make people want to purchase this? Because, one of the biggest questions I get asked by all of my students is, why would someone buy from you when they can go on Amazon and get it the next day, right? And that's because we're going to have a better offer than Amazon. We're going to be giving people more value and more reassurance that they're buying from a reputable brand than just purchasing from something random on Amazon. And the way we do that is by having a solid offer. And how we build an offer is by giving somebody an all-in-one solution. So through here, we can go to something like ChatGPT. So when I go over to ChatGPT on here, I'm going to go ahead and ask it and say, I'm selling an enzyme and I need a cheap add-on for a bundle. What can I include for free that complements the product? Okay. And it's going to give us some value boosting bundle add-ons that we can get for really cheap. A bloat-free meals digital guide PDF, which is going to cost you completely $0 to get. We can find something on Google or just buy one and download it and re-upload it as a digital downloads, which is an app with Shopify, literally called digital downloads. And this is probably, a great option. A lot of these, free ebooks are going to be great value adds for this product because, if somebody wants to buy a product that is anti-bloating and wants to remove that fat and feel better in their gut, how else can they do that besides, if you're eating McDonald's every single day and you buy a digestive enzyme and a probiotic that's supposed to reduce bloating, they're not going to see any results if they continue to eat McDonald's. But if they get a PDF on meals that they can make for really cheap, if they're buying a cheaper product on this end, you can make something like $10, bloat-free meals, digital guide, like cheap, affordable, cost-effective meals that they can buy instead of fast food. All of these little things, a pill holder could be cool. It's not really beneficial. Peppermint tea sample, anti-bloat habit tracker, printable or digital, tracker, or a coupon for the next order. What I would recommend here is doing something like this. Getting a PDF. You could do something like literally just download this. Just search this up. Here we go. We have something like this. Download like 10 of these from Pinterest and ask ChatGPT to reformat them and create pictures and make it, aligned with your brand, or you can just Photoshop it and then just upload like 10 of these into a digital PDF and then go ahead and include that with your order for free. So now if we go back to our screen over here, our offer is going to be plus anti-bloat PDF. And this add-on is a double winner for us because one, it adds more value and perceived value to our order. And two, it gives the illusion, or I'm not going to say illusion because that sounds kind of shitty, but it gives us, the feel that we actually care about our customers. If we're willing to help them and give them, a free meal guide for completely free on top of their order, we are actually, an advocate for them having good health. We want to help them more than they are wanting to help themselves just by purchasing that product. So this is exactly why we're going to be able to sell better than Amazon, or at least become a little bit of an easier decision versus going to Amazon, because we're providing more value than someone else just going to Amazon. If they were to buy a $30, digital enzyme or digestive enzyme from Amazon, they're not getting anything extra. They're still paying for the same price, and it's not from a brand. If they're buying from an actual brand that promotes the health and runs ads about it, they're going to be more convinced to buy from you because one, it's a whole lot easier because they're just going from Facebook to your website. They're not having to search for something similar that has, all the same vegan and gluten-free ingredients on Amazon. They're able to make a quick and easy decision with your brand, So now we have a product, we have a market and a problem that we can solve, as well as an offer. Next thing here is going to be building your funnel. Funnel is just your website, okay? But this is not your sales approach because, on my biggest store right now, I sell a $50 product. It's $50. It is a bundle. So, it cost me a little more. It cost me like $20. So I'm getting $30 profit. But my average order value sometimes comes out to $80 or $100. And, most of my orders are making way more than just $30 profit, which gives me more room to be able to scale profitably to over $50,000 and $100,000 per month versus just sticking to that $50 average order value, which can be, collapsed pretty quickly on a high spending day with ads. And, the reason I'm able to boost my AOV so much is through PPU, post-purchase upsells. Now, this is going to be, the biggest value add that you can completely add to your store. This is going to be, you giving someone more value or an opportunity to get something else that can help them in their most vulnerable and emotional state that they are ever going to be in. Because, pre-purchase upsells and, on-page upsells, that can be a little bit more risky. Basically how that works is, if someone's on your product page, they're going to be able to see a couple different options in their cart or on the same page to be able to add extra options to their order. And, when we're testing, we don't always want to do that because that can hurt your conversion rate. It can make people feel overwhelmed with a bunch of different options, and it can make you feel a little scammy. But post-purchase upsells, there's absolutely no risk whatsoever to you adding these to your store, because post-purchase upsells show after they've already paid for your original product. And basically how this works is it's super effective and super efficient, and it's going to be the easiest sale you've ever had. Someone's already very vulnerable and very emotional because they just purchased your product. They already spent the money, and after that, there is going to be one-tap upsells. And we're going to see on their confirmation page a few different products that could potentially help them. And if they see something they like, they just click yes, and it's automatically going to charge and automatically going to pay because it's on the same page. So there's no extra checkouts. There's no going back to your cart and all that. It's going to be an instant upsell. And that's what raises my average order value from, the $50 to over $100 in certain cases, depending on what upsell you're offering. And this is going to be the easiest way that you can actually scale, because I see a lot of people get stuck at $10,000 a month because their ads cost is too high when they try to scale. But that's because they have no upsells and nothing that's raising their average order value. But once you implement this, and once you have a solid upsell, and even a few, you can add pretty much as many as you want because, like I said, there's no risk associated. You're going to be able to see higher numbers, and you're going to be able to scale faster than ever. Now, the way we're actually going to go about this is go back to our good friend ChatGPT and say, I also need post-purchase upsell ideas to boost AOV that these customers will buy. It's going to give us some great ideas. Bloat Defense Night Drops. Detox Night Drops. Perfect product right here. A monthly bloat subscription box with your first month at $9.99. This is a great idea as well, where they have something that continues, shipping to them every single month, like the enzyme. Once again, you have your anti-bloating teas and night drops and enzymes. A little bit harder to, master reoccurring subscriptions, and you get a little more likely for chargebacks. So I'm not the first one to always dive into that, but I like the tea idea. I like the night drops ideas, probiotic gut health gummy vitamins, bloat-free recipe book. Obviously, we're already adding a PDF, so this is out of the question. VIP bundle. So let's go ahead and, search up anti-bloat tea. Here we go. 20. Okay. Yeah, we're not selling that. Let's see if we can find something that will, be able to fit our product. Okay. So we could find, here's capsules, facial serum, apple cider vinegar is a good one. Like any of these products, I would add, something like this, the anti-aging face serum. This is something, if they're trying to deal with bloating, why wouldn't they want to fix another problem that deals with the same thing? It's a moisturizing, anti-wrinkle product. And, I would add 3 or 4 of these and create new product photos, create new angles around these, and go ahead and integrate that into your post-purchase funnel. And I promise you, you're not going to think some of these extra products, you think it's not worth it because they're already buying something. Why would they buy another $15, $20 product in your store? But I promise you, you're going to see a bunch of results from these post-purchase upsells. But, this video is running a little bit long. So I just want to go ahead and cut this off here. But I wanted to show you guys, that drop shipping isn't always simple as people make it seem. It is technical. It's a business at the end of the day. And you have to figure out how to, enter yourself into that business, into a proven market without just stealing a product. So, if you guys want more help doing this, if you want to actually get on a call with myself and have me help you find this perfect product and help you build that store and get to the point where you can actually quit your job, I'd love to help you guys out below. If you click the first link in the description, you're going to be able to book a call with myself and I can help you throughout my mentorship program and be able to get you guys set up on your own dropshipping store. And if you guys, you don't have anything to invest, if you don't want to join a mentorship program, I do also have a full free 1 hour long YouTube video course going over everything from finding your product to building the store in depth. So I'd love for you guys to check that out if you need some extra help. But with all that being said, I wish you the best of luck with your business, whether you work with me or you don't. And I just want to be here putting out as much value as possible every single day. With all that being said, hope you guys have a great rest of your week. And I wish you the best of luck with your journey. See you guys in the next video. Peace.